Welcome to my review of the Sony WF-1000XM4s. As you can see, mine are the white ones. A high-level pair of true wireless earbuds, shall we say. And yeah, as usual, my disclaimer is I got these from Amazon UK. I was not paid to do this video, and all the thoughts and opinions are my own. And yeah, let's get into these bad boys and see what they're like. So one thing I do like about the packaging is that it's all recyclable, and I do like that. Some of the House Somali models I reviewed a few months ago had the same philosophy, and I like that everything is again recyclable, which is good. Obviously I've been using them, but you open it up, kind of feel like an egg, like eggs, kind of, like the what you buy eggs in. Feels that kind of material. But 1000X series. That's where the earbuds sit, which are here. They sit in there. Very straightforward to pair. So originally there was something that sits inside over the actual connectors. So it runs around the battery. That's how it all works. There is a Sony app which I will show you in later on. LED orange when it's charging, usual, so on and so forth. The app, which is important because it gives you all the functionality and it gives you full control over it. Plus there is firmware updates, and you don't have to have an account, and that's how you pair. So in here there should be as you can see, there's a bunch of paperwork. 360 reality audio, register online, a user guide there, paperwork, and yeah. So by default they do come with the mediums on it. So in here it's small and large. They are but kind of like memory foam. See, it's the best way to describe it. So it's like a hybrid. So it's got a normal silicone inside, but it's like a foam. So it's kind of different. I'm not sure how the longevity on those is, but I personally have no issues with it. And a really short charge cable. I don't know if it does data as well. And yeah, onto the buds themselves. It's a very small, compact case. So for example, this is my TRNT 300s. It's a bit wider. So it's quite a small case. That's the LED there. It does do wireless charging. There's some information. Type C, which is good. But it does support, if you've got a wireless charger, it does support it. So it's green. Inside there. There is quite a magnetic kind of connection. L, the other one says R. I'm not sure what the sensors does. That's what it looks like. Kind of big. And yeah, that's what it looks like. So there for R. Very straightforward. The only one button is obviously on the back. I like the quite subtle. And yeah, so in the next clip I will show you the app, and then the clip after that it will be a graph, because there is so many presets saved in these. So I'm going to show you a graph from Superstar Review, who's done a great job of doing the graph with every single profile or preset, depends what you want to call it, and it vastly affects the sound. And then after that I'll go into the review section. So here is onto the actual app itself. So this is the actual app itself. See on the very top it says the WF-1000XM4. LDAC, which is a quality setting, which I'll show you in a second. So left and right, percentage, obviously of power of the case, which is kind of cool. This is the status tab, adaptive sound. Basically it changes like where you are. So if it notices that you like in a loud place often, it will alter it for you. So you can see all the information there you want to change. So it's a very in-depth app, and in a way there's too much functionality, but yeah, let's carry on. So back out of that. Unknown song. So if you're playing a song in foobar or whatever, or video, it will appear as the unknown song. Below that is the volume controls. Let's click sound. Adaptive sound. So you have full control of everything. So if you click ambient, it's just turned on the speakers, which are very, very clear. There is a hiss if you use it on the maximum. As you can see, it's set as max. There's an option to turn it on and off. Takes in voices while suppressing noise. If you click noise cancelling, which it does a very, very good job. Probably the best noise cancelling I've tried. As there you can see, there's two options, and below it automatic wind noise reduction, which works very well. Let's click off. Minimize that. Speak to chat. If you turn that on, it will realise that you're speaking and then turn ambient mode on kind of automatically. So if you click, so enable speak to chat to perform. Click cancel. So you simply start by talking, you converse, and then it will stop automatically. Click close, turn it off. The equaliser, which is, there is a lot of them. Again, in the next clip I will speak about how Superstar Review did a great job of reviewing each one. So you got off, bright. It doesn't show you the actual bass section because it's off the EQ, but it doesn't matter. Bright, excited, mellow, relaxed, vocal, treble boost, bass boost. So it keeps everything neutral, but just massively ups the low end. Speech, manual, custom 1, custom 2, custom, and off. Again, you could change it there, and you can change the clear bass if you have to. So there's a lot of functionality. Bluetooth connection quality. By default, it was set as stable, which you used AAC. I've set it to sound quality, which is LDAC, which is the best. I think it's 990 kilobits per second, so it's very high, and is essentially lossless. Well, as close as you're going to get to lossless. Yeah, minimizer. 360 reality setup. I haven't tried that, so I'll leave people try that. DSE Extreme. That's there if you want to use that. Close that. So, system. Voice assistant, as you can see, use the built-in one, Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, or do not use. So I've clicked do not use. Change the touch sensors. Again, you can see to the left one can be changed. Let's click the cog. You can change how you want to do things. For the left, or you can select all right, or reset. Let's click OK, because I haven't changed anything. Ambient sound. So by default, you can change when you press the button. You can have it so only defaults to 1 or have all 3. That's up to you. By default, off wasn't enabled, so it only cycle through noise cancelling and ambient sound. Minimize that. Determines the optical earbuds. It's just a way of saying. It's just a way of checking that the right tips are for you. Automatic power off. Open that. So as you can see, it basically is like a sleep. If they don't get used, they get turned off. Pause when headphones are taken off. So if you've got some music playing, you take one of them out your ear, it will notice you've done that and pause the music. Notification. When you press the button to change the modes, it will say ambient mode or noise cancelling, you can do it so it doesn't say a voice. I've left it as default. It's English. You can pick from all of those, so it's quite a lot. Automatically download software, which is firmware updates. Initialize settings is if you want to basically reset it. So that's there. If you've got the power one at the top, you can turn the headphones off in the app. The 3 dots, tutorial, the version about the app. I'm on version 8. I know obviously I'm in the UK. Information, just updates when things have been done. Tips, and yeah, so it's a very big app with a lot of information in it. It's probably, for me, maybe even a bit too much, but that's up to you. And yeah, now on to actual Superstars graph. Now, as you can see on this one, this is well, all credits go to Superstar because this is his graph, and his took all the time and effort to graph this. This is everything that it can do, all the different modes. So you got treble boost, bright, mellow, relaxed, speech, excited, vocal, ANC off. You can see kind of mids, it's less of a thing, but you can see at either end of the spectrum, like you can see it just drops off like a cliff, or it can be bass heavy, or again it can be treble rich, shall we say, and then reduced a lot. So you can see just from this graph, if you understand graphs, you can see it's a massive difference of how it can affect the sound. I liked it as the normal flat one, but obviously everyone likes different things, but you can see the massive range that this can do. So yeah, like I said, all credits go to Superstar Reviews because this is his graph. So respect for him for taking the time to do this, but you can see that the EQ has a dramatic effect, and you can tell when you listen to it, it does have a big effect as well. And yeah, that's what it looks like. So finally on to the review. Obviously you've just seen the graph and the app. The app is very in-depth, as you can see. But yeah, onto the actual earbuds. These support wireless charging, which unfortunately I couldn't try. Mine is obviously the white ones. There's some information, like I said, on the bottom. Obviously mine are a UK destination kind of model, so it's got the UK info. And yeah, so comfort with these personally was not the best I've tried. They're quite big. So let's get one out. So here's the left unit. That's quite big, as you can see from the shape. Some other true wireless I've tried are actually smaller, and they do have good battery life. But obviously these are quite special. Obviously the price reflects that. But yeah, comfort wasn't the best for me. They do have kind of memory tip thumbs. Make sure you use them. Make sure you squeeze them, and then when you put them in the ear, they expand. Best way for fit. In the app, there's a test to check about fitment. But anyway, but yeah, for fitment and comfort, I thought that was good. Not the best. I think some of the Jabra models fit better. But I was quite happy with these. Then obviously they're nowhere near bad. Case, like I've shown you, isn't very big. I like that. Obviously Type C, quite portable. So isolation. So the isolation, even without using active noise cancelling, is very good because of like the foam tips. Active noise cancelling is very good, as I imagined it would be. There was a firmware update for this, which took about 20 minutes, I think, in the app. I don't know anything else really what it did. Maybe just performance improvements, but it's good there's an update already. Like the ambient noise as well. That feature works very well. On max volume, there was a hiss. There's a noticeable hiss, but you can adjust the levels. Again, very good. Microphone, I thought was good. Not great. The microphones are pretty good. They're just not the best. I think the Jabra ones, again, might be better. but not by much. It's still, overall, these are a very competent pair of true wireless, as many other people have said. So on to sound. So on the graph which I've shown you, these can be vastly different to what you want, but on the EQ, basically the EQ off, the natural setting, as I'd call it, is everything is very well balanced, very clear. I prefer it with the EQs off. These can be, like you see in the graph, they can be bass monsters or the complete opposite, or they can be really treble heavy or not. But the actual, everything was clear. These wasn't shouty at all compared to some the more Chinese tuning, which is more upper mids. This doesn't have that, so it has a more of a natural presentation, and I like that. They only use a single DD, which obviously is more than enough, I think, to 6mm, and I was quite happy with it. But the overall sound quality is hard to fault, really. So yeah, battery life, which is a bit of a conundrum, because if you have AAC on and then the other modes off, so like the sound modes off, you can get up to be at least 11 hours worth of battery. But if you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and you want the best experience, so you want LDAC on, which works perfectly fine with my phone, my Android phone. So if you want LDAC on and the sound modes on and DSE on, so if you want all the bells and whistles, the battery life's 3.5 hours max. So there's quite a difference of battery life. I'd probably, if I had these to use on a daily basis, I'd probably go AAC. That way you get the most amount of battery, and then you can use your modes to give you a bit more leeway, shall we, for battery life. But yeah, so on to so battery life, good charging times. Obviously it's really quick. I think you can charge an hour's worth in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. So it's really good, quick for on the go. So it's really hard to fault. As you can see, I'll get them out again. Obviously there's LR. I like how they got the colour to make it instantly noticeable, which is very good. Obviously there's a little raised section there, so if you are visually impaired, you can feel it, and you can feel that's the left one. I like that. It's quite a nice touch, really. That do try and favour for everyone, and I do actually like that. Yeah, pairing, very straightforward. They are better with AAC for connection quality, but me using LDAC, the dropouts was extremely rare, so bear that in mind. But yeah, really, and obviously AAC is, if you got an iPhone, that's what you have to use, and that's it. But yeah, I was very, very happy with the performance with these. Obviously the app shows you the battery life as well, no problem at all. And I think that's it. But button usage, so the left one is just for the modes, and then obviously the right one can do play, pause, next track, previous track, end call, answer call, all those type of things. But the left one is mainly for the modes, shall we say. But yeah, so negatives before I get to the conclusion. Negatives is cost. They're expensive. Like, these are £250, which is the most expensive I've ever had. Even the Jabra Elite 85Ts, they was £220, but they've dropped when I've checked this video. They're £190, so these are £60 more than that, which is hard to stomach. But they probably are the best overall from what I've tried. I have not tried Apple AirPod Pros because I don't really have an iPhone, and they don't have multi-point pairing, which I mean by that is, say if you want to pair it to a laptop and a phone at the same time, can't do that unless it's going to come in an update, a firmware update. I don't know. And probably size, the bulk, they are quite, as you say, that's the left one, so it's quite big. If you have a small ear, these probably won't suit you at all. And I think that's it, really. They are overall a very good product. but you are really paying for that. And be wary of the actual battery life that you get. The case can charge them typically twice over. It's kind of the best way to say it. But yeah, if you use AAC with the modes off, you'll get a lot more than LDAC with the modes on. And yeah, quite good. So yeah, on to the conclusion. So yeah, onto the conclusion of the WF-1000XM4s is they're pretty good as expected. Here they are, Malaysia 5V. But yeah, these are actually pretty good. More flaws is they actually don't have aptX, which is a bit of a shame. These use IPX4, which I forgot to mention, but it would have been good to see an aptX support. Maybe more of a battery life for the case. I know why they've done it to keep it more portable, which is kind of a good trade-off. At least you can charge them at least twice over, but it's not as you say, it's not the best I've seen. You can see from the shelves they are kind of big. But that's just how they are. And yeah, on the whole, they are actually, I'm quite happy with them. They're just quite expensive. And yeah, LDAC's good, but the battery life takes a caning with LDAC on. So that's another thing you have to bear in mind. And yeah, I think that's it. As usual, if you want to know anything more about these, just let me know in the comments. Check out these bad boys. And yeah, thanks for watching and take care.